Alright, let's ramp it. There we go. Now we start to get crazy, guys. Notice that? Alright, is that turret's just not shooting at anything? I don't know why. It must have something in front of it. Oh, is that dude with is that a rocket? Oh yeah, it is.
Target neutralized. Good work. That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
Pulse everybody we can. Pulse you. Oh, come on, stop that. What's up, agents? How y'all doing? Hope everybody's hanging in there, being as safe as you guys need to be. Today, I wanted to check out the new Perfect Spotter talent that we just got this season. And to a lesser extent, we're going to check out the Flatline and Perfect Flatline perk. We're looking at the Kingbreaker. There's also the Dare machine gun. Works the same way. Unfortunately, as you guys will see, the Flatline really doesn't come into the skill builds for the reasons we'll discuss. But the Perfect Spotter chest piece definitely is an option you guys can choose. And how does it compare to, say, Glass Cannon? That's what we're going to find out today. Do me a favor, guys. If you like this video, you learned something new, smash that like button. Hopefully by the end of this, I may actually earn your guys' subscription. Best thing you can do to help my channel, share this video. And if you guys see something that we could do better to synergize this, please leave a comment below. This talent's brand new, and there are things that I'm not quite aware of how they work. You guys might be, so share with the community. Let's do this together. Anyway, thank you so much. Let's get into the basics of the build, and then there will be mostly gameplay. First off, we got to talk about the specialization. We're going to go with the Technician and use the Technician for the Amped. We'll also get the Faraday Field. You'll get Dismantling. You'll get Overclock CPU for bonus 10% skill damage. But the main reason that we're using it other than Amped is because it gives you access to the Link Laser Pointer, which basically means that the pulse is always going to be active on the target that you're actively shooting your weapon at. Now, talking about the gear, this is a pretty basic sort of idea that you guys have seen before. We're going to use the one piece of Wyvern for the 10% skill damage. We're going to use the 3 pieces of Empress International, get the 10% health for the drone is where it's really important. You'll get the 10% skill damage, and we will get that 10% skill efficiency. Obviously, we are going to be using the Closer named chest piece. In my other build, I will swap this out for the Bellstone Armory for the 1% armor regen. And then the last piece we're using that we're not going to use for damage testing because we want to keep consistent numbers, but to maximize your damage, go with the Waveform holster. This will give you that up to 30% skill damage that alternates between your 2 skills. As far as the attributes go, obviously you guys are going to want skill tier everywhere, but we're going to want skill damage. After that, I look for armor regen per second. After that, I would go with skill haste. And really after that, it's whatever you get. Maybe you want some crit hit chance if you want to do some more damage with your weapon. The mods is user's choice. Use whatever you guys want. I go with armor per kill in all 3 slots. For the backpack talents, You can go with either tech support if you want to not have to worry about proccing it yourself. Your skill kills will proc that. If you want to, you can always go with combined arms. As far as the chest talents go, obviously this is about the perfect spotter, the closer chest piece. However, we are comparing it to glass cannon. And one other talent to consider is kinetic momentum, because that will stack up to a 30% damage bonus that you can get. The highest damage potential we have currently in the game was glass cannon. We are seeing, does perfect spotter beat it out? And if not, how close of a second place does it come? Next, we should talk about the weapons. If you're using the closer, I actually recommend using any full auto weapon with in-sync that takes the link laser pointer. That way you can pulse targets as you aim and fire at them. You'll be able to proc in sync. You'll be able to just do that. You'll just quickly ramp up your damage to almost the highest possible instantly. So that's what I would recommend. You could always run the mop as well with in sync on it. If you really wanted to, you want a longer term buff, you could also do something like run the surge. I believe the surge takes the link laser pointer, and then you could just get a headshot and you get that skill damage bonus. So you got to pick, but I do think running the full auto in sync with the link laser pointer is one of the easiest ways to get the max damage with the closer. Now, if you're going to be running glass cannon, it's really easy. I just run the capacitor along with the mop. Turns out that using that same combination with the closer is highly effective. You pulse with the mop ahead of time, as many enemies as you can, swap over your capacitor, build all your stacks up, right? And then if a bunch more enemies come out, you got to make that decision. Is it better to switch, lose your stacks, and pulse everybody, or just keep that 60% damage bonus you already have going and just finish off the rest of the ads? I actually prefer the latter method. I think it's great to ramp up my damage, get some kills really quick by pulsing everybody, switching over, building those stacks, and I'd rather just keep those stacks. Maybe somebody else in the team, if I'm running with the team, will pulse them. Otherwise, I just keep my damage up that way. As far as the sidearm goes, you guys can pick the card TDI custom. You can get that +1 skill tier, so maybe you can run some different combinations of gear if you wanted to try that. But what I'd recommend running is Future Perfect as the talent on it, and I go with the backup boomstick just because it's boomtastic. So yeah, really, as I always say, choose whatever weapon works best for you. As far as the skills go, obviously we're using an Astrone build, so we got the Assault Turret Striker Drone. But one thing to note is you could maybe swap out your Assault Turret for a Sniper Turret. If you feel your drone's getting shot down too much, you could go with maybe the Assault Turret and switch over to the Oxidizer or something. Oxidizer's all based on skill damage, not status effects, so that would be viable. You could also use maybe the Explosive Sticky Bomb. So you can play with this build quite a bit, and it does really lend well to almost any sort of skill build as far as maximizing the damage goes. Now we'll leave you with some gameplay, and we'll see you guys at the back end. Buddy, about to be. Oh, he's gonna take Sally out. Alright.
They're sneaking up on me!
Come on, bitch.
I got you.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Haha. That's way easier. Alright, agents, today we're just going to do some quick testing on the closer chest piece with the perfect spotter. We're going to be comparing it to our glass cannon. Normally we do a more powerful build with this because we would be using the waveform here and 3 pieces of Empress instead of the Murakami. Alright, so the base damage with perfect spotter, looking at 78, 126. This should be the same damage we see with glass cannon. If we go ahead, swap it out, bam. You guys notice? Same. First, we're just going to do base number testing. 51847. All right. All right, base damage with kinetic momentum. Now we are going to go back. We're going to proc tech support as well. Here we go. 189, basically 190, right? 216. At almost 217. All right. Now, with much less effort, we can put on glass cannon. So again, glass cannon base damage. $158. We're going to add in tech support. Now at 197. Add in almost 226. Alright, that's really not doing anything. The biggest thing is without having to do anything, right? We sit here and we're doing over, well, almost 200,000. Almost 197 plus, so. Now the interesting thing is what happens now. We can't pulse with the capacitor, so this isn't really much of an option with perfect spotter, but you do amplify damage regardless. But just to be able to do this, sorry, we don't need Sally out here. Let me get rid of her real quick. And now we're above 250 easily. So you guys got to decide what's right for you. For me, it's just a lot more to have to deal with. Worrying about pulsing targets. And here's the quick numbers to show why even kinetic momentum can end up being better than using perfect spotter. Alright, base damage with kinetic momentum. Now we'll go ahead and add tech support. Now we'll go ahead and add in sync. As you guys can see, kinetic momentum actually beats out perfect spotter by quite a bit. Alright agents, just to keep it fair and comparable, we're going to do the easy way to pulse on the targets. We're going to throw out a jammer pulse, we're going to overcharge, and we're going to see a spotter compared to the other two. I purposely say spotter for last because now we see with a full overcharge And this kind of shows you with other buffs from other teammates and stuff, what kind of numbers you can expect to see when you're ramping everything up in the heat of battle. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do that. Alright, let's ramp it. There we go. Now we start to get crazy, guys. Notice that? Unfortunately, you guys may think that that's really cool, and all of a sudden this perfect spotter is winning. But the only reason that happened, but you guys see the weakness exploit. You and your allies' damage is amplified by 15%. So what the point really comes down to is if you actually overcharge while you have a pulse, regardless of the type of pulse you have, that will amplify the damage. So no matter what, you're going to do more damage with either a ramped kinetic momentum and the maximum damage with glass cannon. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that it's worth it to run with the perfect spotter, or do you think it's too little too late for a perfect spotter? Was that something we needed a long time ago? Have everybody just gotten so used to running with glass cannon now that we don't even really care? Like, have we learned all the secrets of the game already so we know how to take advantage, even with that 50% multiplier to our damage taken, we still can just wreck shop? I mean, I don't know, the extra work I have to do to pulse them, unless I'm in a team with a dude that's job is to pulse, I just don't see it happening. But let me know what you guys think. Alright, agents, so it doesn't really matter what and how much damage we can do at the range.
Polarized hostiles in proximity.
What really matters is how effective it is and how it works in practice, right? We can really see how this works out. So what we're going to do first is run with the Flatline. So we got the P460 with Flatline, but then we also have the Kingbreaker for the perfect. We're going to try using this because we want to maximize the damage. So I'm going to primarily use this. I have a feeling overall this would be a better weapon to use. We're using waveform, so you'll notice that the damage is going to change. Our base damage will change because of the waveform, but just to give you an idea where we're at. So, solid. These numbers are comparable to the God Mode build. Okay. This is one of the things that sucks about the game, right? Literally, that kind of shit. And that happened. Look, and they won't even let me go there. This is another stupid fucking thing. So I can't just warp to the mission. So now I gotta go fucking to the campus to then go back to the fucking mission because I was in my menu.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Alright, what the fuck? Let's try this again. Anyway, let's go in here and check this out.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Okay, so I want to make sure that the yellow one's on my back. That means I'm using the Kingbreaker.
We'll have a key card that should give you access to the vault.
So in the range, the pulse was going away after like 5 seconds or something. Here it seems to be lasting longer. Dude, yeah, come on. Okay, so the big thing is just make sure. So I don't actually have to shoot dudes. The weapon damage is a bonus. Look at that. And we actually do. Wait a second. Let's switch over weapons. Oh, look at that. Now we do some nice bonus. Okay. Let's switch over here. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. Check this out, dude. So, Flatline amplifies weapon damage by 20%. We're not doing any bonus damage for having the Flatline.
We're not doing any bonus damage.
Here we go. We're on fire now. Literally, our gun's on fire. So the Kingbreaker, this idea is good. So what this comes down to is this weapon is not a skill build weapon. I appreciate them adding new stuff in the game, but Okay. You know what? I need to fucking move my turret. I literally have my turret right in my way. We're also getting some lag. I'm willing to bet if I check out the status right now. Yep. I knew we were going to be over 30. What numbers we getting? See, those numbers feel pretty fucking weak. But 256, no, that's not terrible. Oh, that's because of dismantling. Okay. Alright, what kind of numbers we get? Yeah, so I gotta be honest, it doesn't feel like we're doing more damage. I mean, I'm trying to make sure to keep everybody pulsed. So I noticed that it seems like the guys are staying. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty good. It seems like the dudes are staying pulsed longer, actually, in the game than they stay pulsed in the range. So that's a good thing. Okay, we're back to the Kingbreaker now. And I'm going to get right up in their face. Check this out. I don't normally do this. They're all full. Okay, well, yeah, we're getting the 250s fairly easily here. Look at that. All right. All right, so now I don't have to do anything but look at them, and okay, but now if we switch, all right, let's switch back. Okay, how much damage are we doing to this dude? All right.
The vault's just up ahead.
Alright.
Authentication successful.
So the one thing is it, you know, you're not as squishy as using glass cannon. So there's that. The downside, we get 5% bonus armor, but we don't have that 1% armor regen. And I really do like that armor regen. I can't lie, that is pretty nice. Alright.
We're getting search query.
Alright, so this is where we were really tested. Put on the Kingbreaker again. Or no, let's go to P416. And see what's the highest damage numbers we hit during this. Okay, that dude's not pulsed anymore, is it? Oh, maybe he is. It didn't look like it. Oh, maybe they just don't have that thing. I can still see them, so maybe they are still pulsed. Is that too far away for me to pulse? Alright, and to make this fair, what I'm going to have to do is I am going to have to put on the capacitor after this. Alright.
Search query finished. Subject
Dude,
located.
did they actually let that dude
President
fucking
Ellis,
hit me? That's
on
crazy.
helicopter on standby to extract me.
Dude,
Allow lockdown procedure.
why don't you actually try to attack that dude, bro?
That doesn't sound good. Isaac, do you have a way out of the vault?
Oh, that's
Searching
fine.
for way out of the vault. 0.
Alright. Let's go. Straight capacitor now. Alright. So now that we know about Flatline not working for skills at all, I think most people, you could use the test subject, right? You could use something with InSync, but I think most people probably just use the capacitor now. The downside is we're going to have to scan dudes to pulse them and then switch to the capacitor. So I don't know how effective this will be. I imagine they'll stay pulsed for a little bit, but we're going to find out now. We're going to try this combo for the rest of it. An automatic weapon with the link laser pointer is probably your best bet for a skill build that's not a support build. Alright, let's see what happens right here. Okay, now. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the ass because then you gotta fucking and I'm gonna lose my stats, right? I'm at 22. Okay, now I gotta switch to pulse all these dudes, right? These dudes are getting pulsed up. And now I switch back and I've lost all my stacks, right? So now I gotta start stacking that back up. And this is where InSync might actually be the better perk in this case. Because this really does kind of suck to have to, like, okay, they're not pulsed now. So now if I want to use, okay. Yeah, did he even pulse? It doesn't look like they're even being pulsed. That dude's pulsed. Yeah, really, yeah. So
Get him on comms.
it's really kind of limited the amount of usage that we're going to get out of this chess piece, I feel like, without literally running a pulse. I mean, I guess that's kind of the point, to get people to spec into things that they normally wouldn't. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this off. I could have been talking while I was playing. Sorry, it's alright.
Heads up, we're inbound to your location. Coming in over the atrium. Keep your heads down. Gonna make a hole.
This thing doing 14 damage. Is that because, it's because your weapon does less damage against, so it'll do normal damage against easy guys. If I shoot that dude, then it starts doing damage. that dude? Yeah, see, so that dude's not pulsed anymore.
We see you. Clear to attack. Go!
Alright, we're gonna go just straight up Kingbreaker and the closer for this this final battle. So we've already kind of confirmed that for skill builds, using InSync instead of Flatline is obviously the better call, but we wanted to see what the combination of this two would do, so it's only fair that we do this last battle the way we initially set out to. Oh, bitch. Got him. Got a good chunk out of me first, but... Alright. So it's, I mean, it's not terrible at all. It just feels like there's better ways to run it. Okay. So what we are now going to do is run this whole thing again, speed mode, but with the God mode build. Quick overview on this bad boy. Pretty much everything the same except we're running the mop. This also has the InSync, but this gives us the armor on kill. With the capacitor to max our damage. We'll try that a bit against some named enemies to see what we can hit. And other than that, it's basically the same thing. 1 Wyvern, 3 Empress International. Instead of using the new UG piece, we're just using a Bellstone Armory for the 1% armor regen. And our base numbers are pretty much the same. It's showing a little bit lower on the assault turret, but that's just because of the waveform and how it calculates damage. Alright, so what we're going to do is exactly what we just did, but I assume better. So my opinion is that glass cannon is still hands down the winner. We've been playing with it long enough. Most of us know how to play with it. We know how to account for the extra damage we take. It's just working in the background for all damage we deal of any sort. We don't have to do anything to proc it. You just play the game the way you normally do. If you don't have a great glass cannon piece, the closer will totally work. You're less squishy. You could still use it to pretty good effect with a semi-AFK build. You could always choose to run something like your turret and then a pulse if you want to be the guy pulsing for the rest of the team. I don't recommend that. This is based on a solo build, but you could do that theoretically. So if you are going to go with the closer, here's what I recommend as far as maintaining the maximum damage you can. I recommend you run something like the mop with the link laser pointer. So you pulse 1 to 4 targets, swap over to your capacitor. Work on killing the enemy, building your stacks up. At that point, if you take a lot of damage, or if for some reason enough ads come out where it's worth it, you swap back to the mop to either get the armor on kill to build your armor back up, or to repulse everybody, and then you can swap back to your capacitor and build the stacks. Overall, I just think maintaining a 60% damage bonus that's additive from the capacitor beats out that 1.2 multiplier from the spotter, and then have to try to ramp up your damage again. Now, of course, in that case, you could simply swap over, pop in sync, and then you get that 30% additive damage bonus along with that 1.2 multiplier. So running with the mop and the capacitor does give you a lot of freedom, and you can maintain a really high damage base doing that. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you guys have a better way of maintaining damage numbers with less work than what I'm talking about. All right, guys, if you see anything up to this point why I'm wrong, do me a favor. Leave me a comment down below. All right, so all you skill build guys, let me know, what do you think about the new Kingbreaker? What do you think about the Flatline perk? What do you think about getting Perfect Spotter? What do you think about it being a new brand set piece that attributes to armor rather than skill damage? I personally have been asking for something else for armor builds for a while, so while I do wish it slotted in a little better, we can make it work. In this particular case, losing the Bellstone for the UG, not a huge loss. So let me know what you guys think. I personally, I'm personally the frame of mind that actually having that armor regen and running the build the way that I've been running it is still the best way. But it's still early on. Not sure what sort of synergies may come. There may be some intentional or unintentional combinations and synergies that I haven't found yet that you guys may have found. Do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button up there. If you haven't already subscribed, hopefully today is the day. Best thing you do to help my channel is to share this video. Y'all take it easy. Be as safe as you guys need to be. And I'll catch you agents in the dark zone.